One of the biggest conflicts in relationships is differences about money. So today we're going to talk about how to solve money problems in a relationship. So in order to solve a problem, we first need to be real clear on what the problem is. Because if we have an incorrect understanding of what the problem is, then even if we solve it, we're not going to solve it. And oftentimes, unless we're real clear on what the problem is, we may think that something is the problem when in fact it's really not the problem. So again, if we solve that, then the underlying issue still never gets addressed. So money problems are one of those problems where the money in and of itself is not really the problem. The truth is that money doesn't even exist. Money is a concept or an idea that represents value or value created. And so oftentimes in relationships, issues around money are difficult or stressful because oftentimes it seems like there's not enough money, or at least that's the belief, that there's not enough money. And so then there's disagreements and stuff about how to spend that money or what to do with the money. Here's another thing, is that if I'm a person that tends to get my value from buying things, then spending money is something that's going to help me feel better or feel happier. If I'm a person that feels more secure and safe by having money on hand, then I'm going to want to hang on to money and to always have money. And so here's a situation: if you bring two people together who have different beliefs and understanding of money and what it is and what money is to be used for, then there will be, or could possibly be, major conflicts in that relationship. What's the solution? Because if you're in a relationship like this where there are differences of opinion about money, you've probably found that it's not very successful to get your partner to change the way they behave or operate with money or what they do with money. Is the solution to say, we're just different, and so this relationship isn't going to work, and I'm going to go find somebody who thinks the same way that I do about money? Probably not, because the issue really isn't about money. The issue is more about problem solving. It's more about communicating. It's more about getting to know myself and understanding who I am and why I do the things that I do. And then whether or not I am willing to grow and to change and to become the best person that I can be. Because if I end the relationship over money, but nothing else changes, I may find another person that has similar beliefs about money, because that's something that I focus on now. But then it may turn out that there is something else in the relationship that we have a difference about and that we can't reconcile. And so then all I've done now is have one experience where this didn't work, and so the solution to that was to end the relationship. So now maybe I end this relationship and now I go find another one, and then I can repeat that pattern throughout my life. So the solution then in a relationship of two people who have different understandings about money, different beliefs about money, and want to do different things with money is, first of all, we want to build on the relationship. That needs to be first and foremost the priority of both people in the relationship, is that we want to make this relationship work. Because here's the truth about money. Is there one best way to handle money? The answer to that is no. That there are people that are successful with managing money in many different ways. And there are couples who are successful in how they manage their money, but there isn't just one way of doing it. So the first thing is, are both people in the relationship committed to the relationship? And are they both committed to solving whatever problems come up? Because oftentimes what happens is when problems arise, then we put the problem in between us, or we think that the problem is the other person instead of identifying what the problem is. So in this case, the problem is our money, and what do we do with our money? So we put the problem out here, and if we have a healthy relationship where we trust each other and we respect each other and we enjoy being together, then we're both going to want to solve this problem. So here's another issue that sometimes comes up though, and that is we don't feel real confident in who we are, or there's parts about us that we don't like, and so we're kind of insecure about who we are. And so we're afraid that if our beliefs are wrong, then that could mean that there is something wrong with us. And if we already don't feel very confident in who we are, then we have this fear that if we admit to something, or that somebody finds out that we're wrong or that our beliefs are wrong, then something is wrong with us and we may not be okay. And maybe if we're not okay, then other people won't like us. So we hang on to this, to our beliefs, and we make it about being right or about being wrong, instead of just figuring out what works or what is the truth. So if I can get to a place where I accept myself and I'm okay with who I am, I accept my partner, I know that they're not perfect, because I'm not perfect either, but both of us have the same goal, which is our goal is to make this relationship work, and our goal is to solve this problem. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about, well, let's explore all the options and let's find something that will work for you and for me. If we can do that and we'll stay at the table long enough, then I don't care what the problem is, we'll be able to come up with a solution that will work. And even if in this situation there's some compromise, or maybe I agree to go along with the way that my partner wants to do things, but I can see that, you know what, this isn't really going to cause us that much harm. We're going to try this. And then if both people are willing to give it a try and be in 100% and to see what happens, but then if you need to make changes and modify as you go, I mean, that's the way we solve all of our problems in life. We have a challenge that we have to face. We have an idea of how to solve it, and we try to implement that. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, then we modify it and we try something different. But until we're all in, until we're willing to give it 100%, we'll never know if that idea will work or not. So the solution to money problems really comes down to being committed to the relationship and being committed to the person and being willing to be all in and to do whatever it takes to figure out those problems and to let go of the need to be right, and also to let go of any beliefs that may not be based on principle. So that's why I believe that this YouTube channel can be so helpful, is because it really can change our lives when we understand that there are truths that govern, that there are principles that govern this world in which we live. Then all we got to do is figure out what those principles are and then follow those principles, and then we can solve anything that we come up against. And the outcome in our life of doing that is happiness. And that's really what we're all after. If money is the problem in your relationship, you really don't have a problem. You can solve that. You just need to make sure that there's commitment to each other and commitment to the relationship, and then being willing to seek truth, to look for answers, be willing to compromise if you need to, try it out, and then adjust if you need to, and keep moving forward, but keep the commitment to the relationship the number one thing. Thanks for watching today. If you'd like to know more about principle-based living and who we are, visit our website at principlebasedliving.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, be sure and follow me here.